Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Saul Galvan, Jonah Bruneau.
Testing, testing, 3-4. Testing, testing, 3-4. Jonah Bruneau, Saul Galvan.
All right.
Welcome to the campus of Lane Community College on this Saturday afternoon. Inside the gymnasium, the Lane Titans women's basketball team set to tip off. The 17-1 Titans playing host to the 13-3 Clackamas Cougars. The Lane Titans 5-1 in conference, currently second coming into this game in the conference behind Umpqua. Cougars, on the other hand, 3-2 with their conference record, fifth in the NRAC conference. I'm Jenna Bruneau, and joining me here inside Lane Community College is Mr. Saul Galvan. Saul, thanks for joining me. How you doing?
I'm doing great today. Excited for a really good matchup. Titan, they've been on a roll, winning 3 straight, and they're looking to continue it. They got a big matchup here against Clackamas. The Cougars, the Cougars kind of middle of the conference right now. 3-2 in conference play, 13-3 overall. So this is a good team. Obviously we know this is a tough conference, the Southern region. But, Clackamas, they're going to be a tough opponent today for the Titans. Yeah,
this is going to be one of the biggest challenges so far for Lane this season. Clackamas, a season ago, went 26-4, had a really impressive season last year, and this year they're off to another good start, a 13-3 record. Starting lineups being announced currently right now, and this is how it reads for Clackamas. Number 1, Callie Glenn. Number 3, Brooklyn Homan. Number 4, Katie Cathin. Number 13, it's Skylar Grossbeck. And number 22, it's Emma Bales. As for Lane, getting the starting five, I should say, for the Titans. Emma McDonald, number 1. Number 2, Micah Wicks. Number 4, Lizzie McConkey. Number 21, Chloe Daniels. And number 23, Brooke Stuckey. Stuckey will be at the line for Lane for the tip-off, along with Emma Bales for Clackamas. And we're set to go. Saul, I think it's going to be a good one. We're in for a close matchup, I think, here.
We are in. It's going to be a close one.
See what happens. They meet at half court. And the opening tip goes to Lane, and it's recovered by Wicks as she brings it up court. To the top of the key, hands it off. McConkey brings to the left elbow, back across court pass, and to the right wing, it's Wicks. Wicks dribbles to the top of the key. Looking to pass, she finds McDonald. McDonald pass outside on a cutting. Wicks back inside, trying to get it to Chloe Daniels. It's tipped away, and it'll stay Titan basketball.
Yeah, and we can kind of expect to see that throughout the game. Lane, they had 50 points in the paint against Lynn Benton in their last win, so they're definitely going to be trying to look inside for most of the game.
Inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock. Left wing, inside pass. It's Stuckey. Stuckey trying to drive with the right hand. She puts it up and in and breaks the scoreless tie. Lane's on top first.
Yeah, Stuckey's one of the taller players on this team. She's going to be aggressive inside.
So now here comes Clackamas. In the right corner, it's Callie Glenn to the top of the key. A 3 on the way. It's no good. Rebound. It's going to be let out of bounds. Good play by McDonald to guard the Clackamas player, and it'll be Lane basketball. Shot was by number 13, Skylar Grossbeck from 3, shooting 29% on the season. Back comes Lane. It's Wicks. Hands it off. Right shoulder. McDonald back to Wicks in the corner. Pass inside to Stuckey. Stuckey a jumper 2, and a nice fadeaway shot by Stuckey.
Yeah, Stuckey's been the anchor of this team so far. She's averaging 14 points in the season. She doesn't lead the team, but like we said, she's really aggressive inside, and she's not afraid to take that jump shot.
So now to the right shoulder, and a pass inside to a cutting Cathin. Cathin trying to drive. She's doubled. Passes an open corner 3 on the way. It's good. Clackamas on the board. It's Skylar Grossbeck. So 4-3 early score. 8:30 left to go in the opening quarter. Here's Stuckey from the free throw line trying to drive. Spin move. She's met. And it's a turnover. Good block and defense by Clackamas. It's collapse on Stuckey. And here's Katie Cathin wearing that right knee guard on her right leg. Gets the ball inside, guarded by Wicks. Looking to drive. Wicks forces a turnover, and here comes Wicks coming the other way for Lane. Looks for a corner pass, and it's deflected away by Grossbeck. It'll stay Titan basketball with 8:01 left to go.
Yeah, something to notice early on is these teams are playing really aggressive defense. We see it on the other end with Clackamas, but we just saw it there with Lane. Both being really aggressive on the inside.
So we inbounded from just in front of the Clackamas bench by Wicks. And she'll find Lizzie McConkey. McConkey driving with her left hand. Passes to the corner. 3 on the way. It's Daniels. It's an air ball. And it's rebounded by the Cougars. Quick pass up court. Corner 3. on the way. It's Glenn off the front iron, no good. Rebound Stuckey and passes it up to Daniels. Quick pass up the court to McConkey. Back to McDonald. She settles at the right shoulder. Now drives in, finds Stuckey. Stuckey to a pass inside. Chloe Daniels to the corner. A three on the way from Emma McDonald. No good. A rebound, Clackamas. And up comes Grossbeck. So it was a quick scoring start for Lane, and now they've kind of slowed down here. A 4-3 score coming up on 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Pass to the right corner. It's Grossbeck trying to drive. She's met by Stuckey, but a foul is called. And it'll shoot two. Go to the line is Grossbeck.
Yeah, one thing Lane is doing really well right now, and I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the broadcast, they're putting real emphasis on guarding Callie Glenn. She is the biggest weapon that this Clackamas team has. She's averaging 20 points a game right now, easily the biggest threat that Lane's going to face today.
So Grossbeck to the line, 61% free throw shooter on the year. Makes the first, and it ties the game at 4 with 7:05 to go in the opening quarter. Clackamas, the last time out, a road win over Clark College. They've won 3 of their last 4 games as Grossbeck makes both, and Clackamas has their first lead. It's 5-4. Back comes Lane. It's Wicks. Hands it out to McConkey. Back to the right shoulder, and Wicks pass inside to Stuckey. Stuckey guarded by Bales. She puts up a jumper, too, and Stuckey off to a nice start. She has all 6 points for Lane.
Yeah, she is. She's just doing it all right now, both on defense and offense. And like I said, she's not afraid to shoot the ball.
So now a pass inside to Grossbeck. Drives it in, free throw line. Now looks for a corner pass, and it's gathered by Homan. Now finds a cutting Glenn, trying to put it off the glass. It's no good, and it goes out of bounds on the rebound, and it'll be Clackamas ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's trying to get it inbounded to Bales, and it's turned over. Here comes McDonald, one-on-one, all the way. Puts it up with the right hand and in.
Yeah, that was just a nice sequence right there for Lane just to get control of possession right from the inbound. And then McDonald, she's just a threat for this team. She took it all the way.
This Lane team is quick. McDonald, Wicks can move up and down the court faster than most. Here's Grossbeck. Pass to the corner. It's Glenn. The left corner, that is. Brings it up to the left shoulder now. She's guarded by McConkey. Now he's going to try and drive with the left hand. Kick out pass to the right shoulder, and a three on the way is no good. Rebound goes to McConkey. The shot was by Cathan. Here's McConkey for Lane. Trying to find a pass inside of Stuckey, and it was deflected away by Callie Glenn. It'll stay Lane basketball with 5:50 left to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, good recognition by Glenn there to see that Lane was trying to get down low to Stuckey, but she wouldn't let it happen.
So a baseline inbound pass from Wicks, and it's going to be picked up by Chloe Daniels. Finds McConkey. Now to the right corner, it's McDonald. McDonald trying to drive with the right hand. It is deflected away, and looked like Grossbeck was trying to gather it, and she lost control, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay Titan basketball. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 5:40 to go in the opening quarter. And it's an 8-5 Lane lead. Inbounded by Wicks. Finds Chloe Daniels. Back to Wicks inside. Wicks now going to bring it up top. Looking for help. She finds McConkey. McConkey now looking for help. She finds Stuckey at the top of the key. Shot clock at 2. McConkey with a spin move. And it's no good. Excuse me, that was Stuckey. And a rebound, Clackamas. Deep pass to the corner. It's Grossbeck. Grossbeck trying to drive on Daniels. Trying to get an inside pass. And Stuckey with the turnover. And here comes Lane. McConkey bringing it up court. Finds the pass inside the Wicks, and she cannot finish. Off the iron, no good, and here comes Clackamas right back.
Yeah, those are the kind of points that Lane just needs to take advantage of.
Grossbeck a three on the way. It's no good. Rebound gathered by Emma Bales. Stays Clackamas ball. Second chance, no good. And a rebound goes to Stuckey, and here comes Lane again. Here's McDonald with a three. It catches air, but a rebound. And here's a cut from McDonald. That's no good. It's a good pass by Chloe Daniels, but Lane not able to capitalize. And now it's Clackamas back again. Fast pace here to begin this one. Here's a cutting pass to Cathan. Cathan to the top of the key, swinging it over to the right shoulder. A three on the way. No good off the front of the iron by Brooklyn Homan.
Yeah, Clackamas is really stressing the three-pointers right now. That was their sixth three-pointer. They've only made one so far.
Daniels thought about the three. Now it's going to try and drive. And she is fouled by Katie Cathan. And we're going to get a stoppage with 4:12 left to go in the opening quarter. 8-5 Lane lead. Pretty fast starts all right here.
It's a really fast start for the Titans. I mean, they look in control. I mean, Brooke Stuckey, I mean, she has just been unbelievable. We knew that she is a big factor in this team, but obviously the main focus for Lane was going to be Emma McDonald. She is like the real weapon of this team, but Brooke Stuckey, she's taking full control of the court right now, both in offense and defense. She had really good defensive plays towards the end of that timeout.
Yeah, and she has a height advantage. It's standing at 6'1", the tallest player on this Lane team. The tallest player for Clackamas standing at 6 foot is Grace Brooks, who is not in the game so far. And so Stuckey's taking advantage of that height advantage she has over Clackamas. So far, Clackamas, it's a low-scoring affair with 4:12 left to go in the opening quarter. Just 5 points on the board for Clackamas, but they're in this game still. Close call within one possession, but just 1 for 8 from the field. And really the one shot they've made was a three in the corner. The other two have come from the line.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really not, and they're getting open, too. They're just not hitting shots. We saw it a couple times when some of those three-pointers were, they were wide open in the corner and at the wing. They're just not hitting the shots right now. And then that's, you can't really do much. You just have to make the shots. It's as simple as that.
Lane as well not shooting great. They're 4 of 12, a little bit better, 33%. But what's favoring them, no turnovers yet to this point. Clackamas has given up 3. Ball will be Lane. It will be Lane's ball here, as Michael Wicks will inbound from the baseline. She finds, subbing in is Lily Duffin for the first time. Couple subs. Maya Adams into the game for Lane. Here's Wicks. Wicks at the free throw line. Finds Adams. Left shoulder three on the way is no good. And a rebound for Clackamas. It's Callie Glenn. Glenn finds a cutting Grossbeck. Grossbeck puts it off the glass. It's no good. And a rebound for Duffin. Here's Wicks. Try to get a cross-court pass up the court to Maya Adams, and it was deflected away by Maddie Olma, who has checked in for the first time for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, Clackamas, they got some momentum right now. They were able to stop both possessions, and Lane can't really let that happen. They need to keep momentum on their side.
Top of the key, it's Duffin. Here's Adams trying to dish it back out to Wicks, and it's turned over. Here's Cathan. Guarded well by Wicks. Looks for help. She finds Olma. Olma to the free throw line. Guarded by Adams. Dribbling with the left hand. Trying to drive. A jumper, too. And it's in and out. And a rebound for Duffin. Here's Wicks for Lane. Wicks from the free throw line. 2 on the way. No good. And a rebound Clackamas. The shot's not falling for either team in the last 2-3 minutes. Here's a spin cycle, 2. It's no good. Duffin another rebound. She's got 3 since she's come in.
Yeah, Titans kind of have to slow the pace down. There's been a couple, especially the last few possessions.
McDonald disagrees with that. She puts up a quick 3. It's no good, but Duffin another rebound, this time on the offensive side. Now she gets the ball, trying to drive with her left hand, switches to her right, and she is rejected away. It's out of bounds, but a good block by Emma Bales. It'll stay Lane basketball. 11 seconds to go on the shot clock and some substitutions now. Charlie Day checks in for Maya Adams. Clackamas' lineup stays the same. Anna Parker, does check in for Clackamas. She is in for the first time. Here's Duffin. And off the glass, and it goes. And she'll have a chance for a three-point play as she was fouled.
Yeah, and that's what Lane kind of had to do. They were kind of switching to where they were taking three-pointers that they didn't really need to. They need to go with what's working for them, and that's what worked for them in the beginning, driving inside and trying to pick up the foul.
So Lily Duffin, who's just averaging just under 15 minutes per game this year, coming in early and making a big impact. Free throw does not go, so it stays a 10-5 Lane lead. She already has 4 rebounds, and now some points to her name. Just inside of 2:30 to go in the opening quarter. A 10-5 lead for Lane, and here's Clackamas now. Pass inside, it's Cathan. Cathan to the corner. Open 3, Callie Glenn, it's no good. But a whistle.
So there was a foul.
Was it an off-ball foul? Yeah, I believe it was an off-ball foul, and so it'll be inbounded by Clackamas. Again, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. It'll be inbounded from the baseline by Callie Glenn. She finds Grossbeck. Grossbeck driving quickly with the left hand, trying to get it off the glass. It's no good. Good defense by Duffin, who met her at the rack. And here comes Wicks. Wicks coming quickly to the left corner. McConkey to the right corner. McDonald, 3 on the way. No good. Rebound. It's a tie up. And possession arrow goes to Clackamas. Grossbeck was the one in for the Cougars. So exactly 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Pass is inbound to Callie Glenn for Clackamas. Guarded by McConkey. Up to Cathan. Now to Olma. Olma steps in. Back to the right shoulder. It's Glenn, guarded by McConkey. McConkey makes a nice move, puts it up off the glass. No good, just not falling for Clackamas. A lot of ins and outs. Back comes Lane. Here's McConkey, driving with the left hand. Now pass up to the top of the key. 3 on the way. That bounces around and no good. Wicks can't get the 3 to fall. Here's a pass now up to Grossbeck. Grossbeck driving again. That time she is fouled.
Yeah, both teams right now just cannot hit anything from outside the arc.
Let alone outside the arc, just in the field, anywhere in the field as well. For Clackamas, 1 for 13 now from the field. Just the one made 3 early on by Skylar Grossbeck, who is now at the line. Shooting 2. First one on the way is short, off the front iron. Chloe Daniels looks like she'll be checking back in for Lane. Brooke Stuckey back in for the Titans as well. A 10-5 lead for Lane, 1:20 to go in the opening quarter. Second free throw is good for Grossbeck, and it's now a 10-6 lead. Katie Cathan checks out, and Paige Almanza, for the first time, is in for the Cougars. So up comes Wicks. Wicks dribbling with the right hand, trying to drive inside, puts it off the glass. It's no good. Fight for the rebound. And possession arrow goes to Clackamas. As now Peyton Sheridan will check in for Lane. Charlie D stays in. Chloe Daniels comes off. 1:09 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this Lane roster is they have so much depth, and they're willing to get everyone on their roster minutes to play, and they're being effective as well.
So here's Almanza. Pass inside Grossbeck to the corner. It's Glenn. Glenn guarded by Wicks. Here's Grossbeck now with the right hand. Grossbeck to the inside. Finds an open Emma Bales, and a short jumper 2 falls. So now it's Wicks. Wicks pass inside. Stuckey to the corner. Finds D. Now Sheridan. Pass inside Stuckey. Jumper 2 is good. Brooke Stuckey feeling good.
She came back into the game, and she made her appearance noticed. I mean, she has an incredible jump shot, especially from inside.
Dominant first quarter from Brooke Stuckey. Shot clock turned off. 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Clackamas trying to wind it down for the last possession. Here's Glenn, top of the key. 4 seconds. To the top of the key. Shots on the way. It is out and back in. Shot put up by Emma Bales. And that's how the opening quarter of play ends. Lane holds a 12-10 lead over Clackamas as we'll head to the second quarter on the other end of this break here in the Lane Titans streaming network. Back here, Lane playing host to Clackamas. They hold a 12-10 lead as we're set to begin the second quarter of play. And it's Emma McDonald back in the game for the Titans. She gets the ball and she brings it up. She finds Brooke Stuckey. Stuckey's a dominant player of the opening quarter for Lane. Here's McDonald, left wing, pass inside to Stuckey. She's double teamed now. She finds an open Sheridan too. It's no good. Rebound Clackamas.
Yeah, Clackamas took notice there of Brooke Stuckey. They're going to try double teaming her down low in the paint.
Looked like the Clackamas bench wanted to travel on Stuckey. Didn't get the call. Didn't matter in the end anyway. So now it's Glenn for Clackamas. Finds Catherine. Catherine driving with the left hand. Kicks it out. Glenn, three on the way. It's no good. Here's a rebound by Charlie Day. Day bringing it up with the right hand. Pass to McDonald. McDonald gathers it. Open is Wicks. She passes on the three. Finds Sheridan. Sheridan tries to find a cutting Stuckey, and it's a turnover. Here's Paige Almanza. Almanza gets it to Glenn, nearly picked away by Day. And here's a foul on Stuckey as Glenn was trying to go to the glass, and instead she'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, Glenn, she's only 5'4", but she's not afraid to get inside and be aggressive. She's really the shooting threat of this team, like we said earlier in the broadcast, but she's not afraid to go inside.
So Callie Glenn to the line for the first time in this game. 72% from the free throw line is Glenn. And she is into the scoring column for the first time. Skylar Grossbeck was the leading scorer for the Cougars in the opening quarter, 6 points. And as I said, and Saul said as well, Brooke Stuckey, the dominant force for Lane, 8 points of the Lane's 12 so far. Second free throw goes, and it's a 12-12 game. Here's Lily Duffin. She's fouled inside for Lane, and she'll go to the line for two. 8:51 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, Stuckey and Duffin, I mean, they're just like pretty much the similar players, and if one comes off, head coach Gray Shealy, can he just put the other one on? And it's almost like it's the same player out there.
First free throw on the way, no good for Duffin. She's 60% from the line so far this season. And so far today, she's 0 for 2. Now 0 for 3, she misses both. Back comes Callie Glenn for Clackamas. Guarded by McDonald, makes a nice move, cut inside, but she's doubled by Duffin. Still finds a way to put it up off the glass and in, and Clackamas has their second lead of the game, 14-12. Quickly, McDonald trying to drive for Lane. She is fouled, and now McDonald will go to the line for two, try and tie the game back up.
And we knew that this was going to be this kind of game. There were going to be lead changes. This was going to be 2-point differences. Like, this is exactly the game that we predicted.
Katie Catherine checks out for Clackamas, and Skylar Grossbeck, the leading scorer for the Cougars, checks back in as McDonald. Free throw good for her first. McDonald on the year, 68% from the line. She's fifth in the conference coming into this game in three-point percentage. But today, she's 0 for 4 from downtown so far. She misses the second free throw, and Clackamas will maintain a 1-point lead. Here's Grossbeck. Trying to drive with her left hand. Guarded well by Adams. Now Glenn. Top of the key pass. Holman for three. No good. Rebound Duffin. That's her fifth rebound already in this game. Here's Wicks coming up the court. Left hand. Trying to put it off the glass. It's no good. Well defended by Grossbeck. And here comes Clackamas. Trying to get a pass up court to Glenn. She gathers it. Now she's doubled. Finds Grossbeck, top of the key, a three on the way. Air ball no good, but a rebound for Clackamas. Back out top to Almanza. Top of the key, Glenn. Right shoulder, Grossbeck now. Now to Glenn. Three on the way. That's no good. Another rebound for Duffin, and she's fouled. It'll stay Lane basketball. Lily Duffin racking up the boards.
Yeah, she's racking up the boards on this end. Brooke Stuckey racking up the points on the other end. I mean, they're just working synchronization right now. If one comes off, it looks like Stuckey's going to come back on.
Yep, Stuckey does indeed come back on, and Duffin comes off, but she is making an impact for the Lane so far. So back comes Michael Wicks for Lane. Pass inside Stuckey. Stuckey jumper two, no good, too strong. Rebound Grossbeck. Here's Grossbeck. No one picking her up, and now she finds an open corner three for Oma. That's no good, and a rebound for Stuckey. The shot's just not falling from downtown for the Cougars, and yet they still hold a 1-point lead. Here's Stuckey at the free throw line. Finds Wicks at the top of the key. And Wicks tried to find a backdoor cutting McDonald, but the pass was not there, and it's out of bounds and a turnover.
And we kind of seen that a few times from Lane where they're outside, they try to find someone inside driving in, but Clackamas, they're on it. They're breaking up the passes.
Coming up on 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 14-13 lead for Clackamas. Here's Callie Glenn driving to the left hand. Puts it off the glass. She was met by Stuckey. It's no good, but a rebound by Parker. Now Glenn, a second chance for a three. That's short. And a rebound, Wicks.
That was the 12th three-pointer.
Adams three, no good. The threes are not falling, Sowell. But it's aggressive play, and they're not shying away from it, both sides. Look at this off the glass and in. That's Anna Parker. There's a rebound off Brooklyn Holman's shot attempt. And it's a 16-13 lead now for the Cougars. Here's Wicks to the right shoulder. Wicks to McDonald. McDonald puts up another three. That's no good. And now Callie Glenn wants to slow it down a little bit. For the year, Lane's shooting 35%. They're second in the conference from three. So far today, they're 0 for 9. Here's a pass. Grossbeck finds Parker, who was trying to gather, couldn't, but she drives and puts it off the glass and in anyways. And Clackamas holds a 5-point lead. It's 18-13. Here's Wicks trying to drive. She's doubled. She finds Stuckey. Stuckey a jumper two. That rims in and out. And it looked like it touched Anna Parker. It did as it went out of bounds, so it'll stay Lane basketball with 5:40 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, and I mean, Lane, especially with 5:40 left, they want to go on a little bit of a run here. They're down by 5 points. It's not a lot, but the momentum is definitely with Clackamas right now. Lane's trying to change that.
And an aggressive pass by McConkey. And a fight for the ball. And Clackamas comes away with it. Stuckey ended up on the ground. She is slow to get up. And now one of the referees is going to blow a stoppage.
Yeah, it looked like Stuckey. She was fighting for the ball there. I'm not sure if one of the Clackamas players came down on her. And, yeah, it looks like she's going to come out of the game, make sure she's all right. She's got a brace on her right knee, so always concerning. You got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Stuckey is wearing that brace on the right knee, and it looks like that's the leg she's favoring currently as she walks off to the bench. Duffin checks back in for Lane. Clackamas with the ball. Here's Anna Parker. Parker tries to get it out to the corner. Grossbeck finds a shoulder pass to Oma. Three on the way. It's no good. Rebound inside by Adams, and she just is able to get it to Wicks. Good defense by Grossbeck. But here's Wicks for the Lane. To the left shoulder. Now to the top of the key. Wicks going to take a three. That one goes, and finally the first three falls for the Titans. And it's an 18-16 lead now for Clackamas inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Olma. Olma spin move and a nice move off the glass. No good with the left hand. Duffin rebound again for Lane. Here's Wicks. To the left corner. McDonald three. That's short. But a rebound and a second chance for Lane now. Oh, good move by Wicks. A sidestep to the left, and she puts it off the glass and in. She'll go to the line for a three-point play. And a nice cross-step move to the left that got the defender.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a nice move from Wicks. You said it earlier in the broadcast. This is a quick team. They're not afraid to go inside, and they have so much speed that they can get to the rim before you can even blink.
And a timeout called. As we're knotted back up at 18, we'll step aside for a quick moment. Knotted up at 18, 4:22 to go in the opening half. Back here on the campus of Lane Community College, the Titans playing host to the Clackamas Cougars, standing at 13-3 on the year are the Cougars. Lane coming into this game 17-1. It's an 18-18 tie ball game with 4:22 left to go in the first half as Wicks finishes the three-point play and gives Lane the lead back, 19-18. So these teams combined are 2 for 24 from downtown here in this first half. It's not been a pretty display of three-point shooting. As here's a foul, body foul on McConkey. It will not be a shooting foul. It will be an inbound pass from the baseline for Clackamas. 4:15 now left to go. Inbounded by Callie Glenn. And top of the key, she finds Katie Cathan. Cathan driving left hand. She's going to try and put it off the glass with the left hand. She does. And another lead change. Cougars back out front. Here's Wicks. Pass up court to Maya Adams. Back to Wicks. Swings into McConkey. McConkey driving the left hand. A nice drive by McConkey. A confident drive off the glass, and it falls. And back and forth here. Lane back out front. Here's Glenn looking for a screen from Bales. She gets it. Glenn now pass to Bales. Finds an open two. It's no good. Rebound Duffin, and here comes Wicks for Lane. Wicks, oh my goodness. Gets the defender the bite. The big crossover move. Shot no good, and the stoppage and the whistle.
Yeah, that was a really nice move by Wicks. If you would have made that shot, that would have been a highlight play easily.
It was Katie Cathan that was left stumbling a little bit, and again, she's got that right knee brace, so trying to favor.
And I think they're actually examining if there's like a wet spot maybe on the little sweat maybe.
Potentially. Wicks made a quick crossover move, and Cathan didn't fall to the floor, but she was definitely stumbling. And again, it's hard when you have a knee brace on that right knee, as Cathan does, and you're trying to stop your momentum on a dime. But nonetheless, she stays healthy in the game, and it's Clackamas ball. 3:25 left to go in the opening half. Here's Grossbeck. Grossbeck back to Glenn. Guarded well by Day. And a foul on the screen by Emma Bales, and it's going to be Lane basketball. Bales' second foul. Brooke Stuckey checks back in for Lane as Charlie D comes off.
Yeah, and that's big for Lane that Stuckey's healthy and she's back in this game. She leads the team in points right now in the game, and, just a big addition with her on the court.
So here's Wicks. Finds Duffin. Passes inside to Stuckey. Stuckey at the left hand. Rolls in. And Stuckey's in the double digits. This is the first time in this game as well that Stuckey and Duffin have both been on the court at the same time. Here's Callie Glenn. Guarded well by Stuckey. Back to Grossbeck. Open three on the way. That drops. Skylar Grossbeck ties the game at 23.
And now that both Stuckey and Duffin are on the court, you would imagine that Clackamas is going to stay away from going inside the paint. They're going to try to see if the three-pointers are going to start dropping.
Yeah, because that's been the weak spot for Lane so far. Here's Maya Adams. Adams steps in. A floater, too. Gets it to fall. And Lane back out front again.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing momentum between both teams right now.
They're
starting to find their rhythm.
This is what we expected. It's a close match, close on paper. This matchup coming into this game between the two teams, and that's what it's showing right now. Here's Grossbeck. Tries to put it off the glass. She had an open look, and it's no good. Rebound Wicks. Here comes Lane. Wicks coming up court quickly. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the half. Here's Wicks driving with the right hand to the right wing, and now tries to get it inside, and it's deflected away out of bounds. It'll stay Lane basketball. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock as Charlie D checks back in for the Titans. Stuckey comes off. Brooklyn Holman checks back in for Clackamas for Katie Cathan. And an inbound pass from Wicks. She finds D. Here's McConkey to Adams. And Adams wanted to pass inside to Duffin, but it was too high and out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, it was good defense there by Clackamas, but it was also kind of a mistake on Lane's part. They can't really do that, especially in the second half.
So back comes Callie Glenn. Originally from Union, Oregon is Glenn. She passes it inside to Bales. Bales couldn't gather it, and here comes McConkey for Lane. Off the glass with the left hand. No good, but a foul is called. She'll go to the free throw line. And we'll try to make it a 2-possession lead if she can get both to fall for Lane. McConkey so far this year, 75% from the field. And she makes the first.
Yeah, she's one of the top players from the free throw line of this team. She had 50 points versus Winnetka Valley, and she was 6 of 6 from the free throw line in that game.
Second no good. And so let's say a 1-possession game, a 3-point lead for Lane. 90 seconds to go in the opening half. Here's Paige Almanza. Back to Grossbeck, top of the key. Cross-court corner pass to Homan. Now inside to Bales. Corner pass now back to Bales.
And it looks like it's going to say it's a jump ball.
Yeah. It'll stay Clackamas possession arrow. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. 1:13 to go in the half. Emma McDonald checks back in for the Titans. Here's Bales. Right shoulder pass, and the 3 on the way from Holman is no good. Rebound McConkey. Back comes Lane. 60 seconds to go here in the first half. And Lane wants to take some time off as Wicks holds it at the top of the key. Now they start to go. Here's McConkey to McDonald. To D. D fumbles the ball, and it's turned over. Here comes Grossbeck for Clackamas. Grossbeck dribbling with the right hand. And a good defense and a poke out by McConkey. It goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Clackamas basketball. 38.6 to go. Maya Adams checks back in for Lane as D comes off. I'd say it's been a little low-scoring half, but both these teams, I mean, Lane is first in scoring offense in the conference, and Clackamas 5th. But you wouldn't have guessed that with the way this game has gone so far. As Callie Glenn trying to drive, she is fouled. And it will not be a shooting foul. 35 seconds to go in the half, 20 on the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It hasn't been the highest scoring affair that we kind of expected, especially out of Lane, considering they're one of the top shooting teams in the conference. But you just got to give credit to Clackamas defense, and also some of the shots not falling for Lane.
Inbound pass for Grossbeck, no good. Rebound. She gets her own rebound, and then she is fouled on the second chance, and she'll go to the line again. Grossbeck so far 3 for 4 from the stripe. And she'll shoot 2. First one drops into 26-24. Titan lead. Second one rims out. And there's about 0.4 seconds between the shot clock and game clock. So the shot clock not officially turned off yet. So here's Wicks. She's double teamed. And great defense by Clackamas. It's out of bounds, but it'll stay Titan ball. As the shot and game clock both show 16 seconds, so you might as well take the shot clock off. Here comes Wicks. Lane likely going to try and get the last possession here. Here's McDonald, top of the key, it's D. Now Duffin. Now it's Wicks. Wicks going to take a 3 at the buzzer. It goes! And that's how the half will end. Head coach Jim Martineau for Clackamas is upset. Letting the refs hear it. He wanted a moving foul. Didn't get the call, and he is giving them an earful. Nonetheless, the basket drops on the 3 to end the half, and Lane is going to take a 29-24 lead into the locker room, Saul.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's kind of the game you expected. Both teams have been really aggressive, especially inside the paint. They've also been really aggressive from shooting outside, and, they're not afraid to do both. They have the shooting capabilities, both teams, but they have the height to work inside. Brooke Stuckey has just been the player of the game pretty much in this first half. We'll see how she does in the second half after that second quarter injury. But if she can stay on her run, if Michael Wicks and Evan McDonald can start finding their rhythm from outside the arc, I mean, this could be Lane's game in the second half.
Yeah, we saw Stuckey. She limped off, but then checked back in, but then quickly came off once more to end the half. But she leads Lane after 2 quarters with 10 points. Michael Wicks, 9 points right behind her. And then you got to go all the way down to McDonald and Conkey, both 3 points for Lane. As for Clackamas, Skylar Grossbeck leading the way with 10 points of her own. Callie Glenn, Emma Bales, and Anna Parker all have 4 apiece as well. The Titans have a 29-24 advantage over Clackamas at home, trying to improve to 18-1 in the season. They have 1 half to go to do so right here on the Lane Sports Streaming Network. Getting set for the second half tip-off here on the campus of Lane Community College. The Titans hold a 29-24 lead at the halftime break over the Clackamas Cougars. Saul Galvan joining me. I am Jonah Bruneau here on the call for. We have a doubleheader today, Saul. We got the men's game coming up following the conclusion of the women's game here. Saul will be on the play-by-play call for the men's game coming up shortly. But right now, it's all about the women's side, and Lane 29-24. Kind of a sloppy offensive first half for both teams, Saul.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sloppy overall, especially from both teams. I mean, Cougars 2 of 15 from the three-point line. Titans 2 of 12 from three-point line. Both teams shot under 35%. And, I mean, it was, they still put up some points. 29 points for Lane, 24 points for the Cougars. So it wasn't a total, loss for the shooting affair. But, yeah, just not what we expected from this game.
It's a pretty even first half, and you look at the stat lines, and you mentioned the field goal percentage and three-point percentage. The free throw percentage, where Clackamas has the advantage, 75% from the line, Lane just 37.5%, but even on fouls, even on blocks, it's about even on boards. But Lane, nonetheless, a 5-point lead as we begin the second half, and it's Wicks with the ball for the Titans. Finds Stuckey, a pass inside. It's Daniels. Daniels with the drive with the right hand, and she puts it off the glass and in to open up the second half scoring.
And I really think that's going to be the difference in this game in the second half is who can be better inside the paint. If it's Lane, I think they have the good opportunity to win this one.
Here's Glenn trying to get, that was Catherine trying to get a pass to Stokes. Couldn't get it. Turnover. Here's Emma McDonald with a three. It's no good. And it bounced off the top of the backboard. That will be a possession arrow to the Cougars.
Yeah, that was McDonald's 7th three-point attempt in this game. She hasn't made one, so we'll see if they keep trying to get the ball to her and she keeps going for it.
Yeah, she has struggled. Again, 5th in the conference coming into this game in three-point percentage, but that has not been the key for her today. So here's Clackamas and Callie Glenn. Grosbeck, the leading scorer for Clackamas, and she gets called for up and down travel.
Yeah, it looks like she
a little indecisive.
Yeah, I mean, she had Daniels right in her face, and she was trying to make a secondary decision, but as soon as her feet touched the ground, the whistle was blown.
So back comes Lane, and it's McConkey. 5th turnover for Clackamas in the game. Here's Wicks to the corner, McConkey. Daniels with the left shoulder. Driving inside, spin move, double team now, but able to pin it off the glass and in. And Charlie Daniels off to a hot start here in the second half.
Yeah, Chloe Daniels, I mean, she was pretty quiet in the first half. Chloe Daniels was pretty quiet in the first half, but she's made her appearance noticed in this one.
Chloe Daniels, has shot no good by Clackamas. Second chance for Bales. It's no good, but she's fouled on the second shot. And she'll go to the line and shoot 2. Bales 59% from the line. All of a sudden, it's a 9-point lead out of the halftime locker for Lane. Now 8 as Bales hits the first. Second attempt good. It's a 33-26 score in favor of the Titans. Here's McConkey quickly up court. Finds McDonald. McDonald drives right hand. Floater with the right hand is good. And a nice shot for Emma McDonald as she's trying to get herself going here, finding rhythm in the second half. Here's Grosbeck. Grosbeck driving right hand. She trips and she's fouled. I believe McConkey, yes, McConkey gets the foul call. McDonald not only just 0 for 7 from downtown, she's 2 for 11 from the field altogether. Trying to find a spark. The inbound pass for Clackamas from the baseline. It's Glenn. She finds Bales. Bales, jumper 2 from the free throw line, and it falls. 7-point lead now for Lane. Here's Wicks. Pass, here's Stuckey. Had a dominant game inside. Here she goes again, and right off the glass it continues.
Yeah, we were wondering if Stuckey was going to be healthy coming out of the halftime, and she just showed that she is.
Yep, that right knee looked to be bothering her just a bit, but she's back in looking athletic as always as a foul is called. And it'll be on Micah Wicks, who is on Katie Cathan, she'll go to the line for 2. And the first one goes. Cathan, her first trip to the line today, 79% from the line on the year. Second one does not go, and a rebound for Stuckey. And here comes Lane. Here's Micah Wicks. Finds McDonald. McDonald drives right hand to Stuckey now. Stuckey looking to drive left hand off the glass. She is fouled.
And that was just a good drive by Stuckey. She didn't make the basket, but she was able to pick up the foul.
Bales picks up her 3rd foul. And Stuckey to the line for her first trip. And the first attempt goes. Just 48% from the line on the year. She's second in the conference in field goal percentage, and a large amount of that is because of her dominance inside the paint. Clackamas coming quick. Here's Grossbeck, cross-court pass on a cutting Homan. Put up a shot. It was no good, but a foul was called on Chloe Daniels. It will not be a shooting foul. It will be an inbound pass from the baseline for the Cougars. Here's Glenn. Finds Cathan, and a fight for the ball, and it's a turnover. Here comes Lane. McDonald, a drive off the glass. She was defended well by Glenn, and it's a turnover. Back coming the other way comes Clackamas. Clackamas rejected. That was Cathan trying to put the shot up, and she was rejected by Daniels. And back comes Lane again. Daniels hits the deck, gets back up. Play continues. Wicks, top of the key. Here's Maya Adams. Adams driving left hand. Finds an open corner. McDonald. Off-ball foul. The shot goes, but it will not count. Adams made the pass, and she was fouled in the process.
Yeah, it looked like Brooke Holman went down, and it was a shame because Emma McDonald, that shot went through. It would have counted had there been no foul.
Would have been her first made 3, too, and it's taken off the board. But a 38-29 lead for Lane. 6:51 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The pass will be inbounded from just underneath the hoop on the baseline from Micah Wicks. Wicks to Daniels. Daniels, nice step move underneath the hoop, and she's fouled on the way up. And she'll go back to the line for 2 more.
That's what we said coming out of halftime. It was going to be, really for this whole game, it was the team that was going to be more dominant was going to be whoever controlled the paint. Right now it's Lane and Clackamas. They're still putting up a fight down low, but the Titans, they're really making it hard for Clackamas.
So Daniels, first trip to the line, misses the first. She is 59% from the stripe on the year, averaging just under 12 points per game, and believe it or not, leads the team in rebounds by a wide margin. 9.5 rebounds per game for Daniels, but today, just 2 to her name. She makes the second. It's a 39-29 score, and shot on the way. A travel is called on, I believe, Callie Glenn. She took the 3, and she was called for the travel, and again,
it looks like the ball got stuck, too.
The ball gets stuck. And head coach Jim Martineau again upset. Remember, to end the half, he wanted a foul call on the 3 that Micah Wicks took. Didn't get it. The 3 fell. Made it a 5-point lead. And now again he's upset with a travel call. The ball is unwedged, and we resume play. Back comes Lane. 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. 10-point lead for the Titans. Largest margin of a lead in this game by either team. Shot by Wicks was no good on the 2. Back comes Clackamas. It's Callie Glenn. Glenn trying to go coast to coast, and she could not get it to fall. Went for the right-hand layup, no good, and here comes Lane. Adams wanted to find a cutting Stuckey. Stuckey wasn't ready for it, and a turnover. Here's Homan. Homan gets open, puts up a 3, and finds nothing but air. And it'll be out of bounds, and possession arrow to Lane. And Adams and Charlie D will check off. Sorry, no, Charlie D will check in for Adams. Still a 10-point lead for the Titans. Here's Michael Wicks. Wicks trying to hand it off to D, and D fumbled it in a turnover. Here comes Callie Glenn trying to drive. Left hand off the glass and in, and one.
That was just a really nice sequence from Callie Glenn. She's had a couple in this game. She hasn't really had the shooting impact that she's had in previous games, but she can easily get hot here in the second half.
Timeout on the floor before the and one free throw. A 39-31 lead for Lane. 5:46 left to go here in the third quarter. Well, Lane holds an 8-point lead, and we've seen multiple turnovers by both teams given up in this third quarter. Matter of fact, both teams 8 apiece, but neither team has been able to take advantage of those turnovers. Just 5 points off turnovers for both Clackamas and Lane. The free throw does not go, so it stays a 2-point play, but a rebound. Glenn gets her own rebound. Then gets the ball stripped away from her. It goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Cougar basketball. It'll be inbounded from just in front of the Clackamas bench by Glenn. Inbounds it to Kathan. Kathan turns around, puts up a jumper two. That doesn't fall, but it gets a foul call, and Clackamas will shoot 2 more.
Yeah, Clackamas is starting to do what Lane's doing. Where they're being aggressive in the paint. They're trying to get in, trying to force Lane to foul, and it worked right there.
Lizzie McConkey checks back in for Lane as D comes off. And here's Kathan at the line for 2. Gets the first one to fall. 2 for 3 now from the line is Kathan. Second one goes, makes it a 2-possession game. 39-33 lead for the Titans. Here's McConkey to Wicks. And now Stuckey. Finds an inside pass to Daniels, gets double teamed, but is fouled by, looks like Grossbeck. They're going to call it on. Grossbeck called for the reach in, and Daniels now goes to the line.
Yeah, Daniels has been doing really good, and we haven't seen Duffin in this quarter. I mean, we're only 5 minutes in, but the way that Daniels is playing, you wonder if Duffin's going to come back in the game.
Well, Duffin's made a large impact in that first half as Daniels hits the first free throw. In the board game, at least, Duffin. 8 rebounds in that first half. The next highest for either team is 4. Stuckey and Wicks both have 4 for Lane.
It looks like Stuckey, she had some contact there with Anna
early?
Parker.
Yeah.
She might have left early, so.
Yeah. That's Stuckey's 4th foul. So some major foul trouble for Stuckey. Player that Lane cannot afford to lose. 4th foul just in the third quarter.
Yeah, and we said how, with her and Duffin, they're pretty much the same player. They've been playing really aggressively down low. Duffin has the rebound advantage. Stuckey, she's been shooting really well inside, but they cannot afford to lose Stuckey this late in the game.
Duffin now checks in. Her and Chloe Daniels will be in for Lane. Here comes Callie Glenn for Clackamas, guarded well by Lizzie McConkey. Glenn pass inside to Kathan. Kathan dribbles right hand, now to the left, pass back out to Grossbeck. Grossbeck a 3 on the way, no good. And there's Duffin, another rebound immediately when she comes back into the game. Here's Michael Wicks up to Emma McDonald. McDonald steps in, back out. Left shoulder. Wicks tries to get to the top of the key pass. It's turned over. Callie Glenn saw it coming, and the ball hawk Glenn brings it back up and puts 2 points on the board for Clackamas off the turnover.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right. She saw that coming. She had no hesitation whatsoever. Just stole that pass right away and took it all the way home.
41-35 lead now for Lane. Here's McConkey, left hand. Pass out to Daniels to the right shoulder, Micah Wicks. Just seems like Wicks has been in the game from start to now. Hasn't had a chance to hit the bench, it seems, as a turnover again. Here's Clackamas. Callie Glenn steps in. Finds space, and off the glass, it's no good. It rolls around, and here comes Lane, rebound McConkey. Up to McDonald. McDonald steps 3 on the way. It goes, and there's Emma McDonald, her first counted 3 of the game.
Took her 3 quarters to do it, but she made it count, though. That was a big 3 there for Lane.
When you think about it, her last 2 attempts have fallen, except
they just haven't
the
counted.
first one didn't count. Here's Kathan, top the key, guarded by Wicks. And looked like Kathan, a panic pass that was never there. Turnover. Here's McDonald off the glass, and Emma McDonald is heating up. And just like that, it's back to an 11-point advantage for Lane, their largest lead of the game. Corner, Kathan, 3 on the way. No good, and a rebound for Chloe Daniels.
Yeah, Lane is just having really good sequences. They're getting the rebounds on defense, and then they score points like that, and able to pick up the foul.
Counted, and the foul for McConkey. And Lane's going on a run. And a timeout on the court. 48-35, a chance for McConkey to make it a 14-point lead with 3:26 left to go in the third quarter. Titans in control here on Lane Sports Streaming Network. Back here inside the gymnasium on the campus of Lane Community College, Titans hold a 48-35 lead as Lizzie McConkey just drove to the hoop and got the shot to fall and the one. And here's the chance for the three-point play. It falls for McConkey. And it's a 49-35 lead for the Titans.
Yeah, we'll see how Clackamas responds out of the timeout. The momentum before it was all on Lane, and it could still easily be.
Grossbeck was wide open underneath the hoop. Couldn't get an easier look than that, and she couldn't get it to fall. When you're down 14, you need those shots to absolutely go through to stay in the game. Here's Wicks. Finds Duffin inside. Duffin with the left hand, no good. Fight for the rebound. Duffin gets her own rebound. Finds Emma McDonald. Open 3. McDonald in and out. And a rebound for Clackamas. Pass up the court, Grossbeck. Grossbeck this time gets it to fall off the glass. From the pass from Paige Almanza, who's back in the game for the Cougars. Here's McConkey. To McDonald. McDonald. Pass back out, finds an open McConkey. Passes on the 3, steps in, then dishes it off to Duffin. And she finishes to the glass.
Yeah, I love that right there. McConkey, she had multiple opportunities. She could have took the 3. She could have pulled up, but instead she decided to drive in and get the easy basket for Duffin. That's what Lane is doing really well right now. They're creating options for themselves.
Beautiful ball movement from Lane. Some more beautiful ball movement from Clackamas. A pass inside, finds an open Emma Bales. She puts it off the glass and in. 51-39. Here comes McConkey, And hitting the floor hard is Maddie Olma. Ball will stay in the hands of Lane. Olma hit the ground hard. Had to take a breath before she got back on her feet. Seems to be okay. 22 seconds to go here on the shot clock. It'll be inbounded from the baseline by Wicks. Wicks to the top to McConkey. McConkey now going to try and step in. Up top pass in the corner to McDonald. Now inside to Chloe Daniels. Daniels pumps and steps in, and she is fouled by Grossbeck. It's her third foul on Grossbeck, and Daniels back to the line for 2 more. The first one's off the front iron. 51-39 lead. A minute 47 to go for the Titans. And 0 for 2 for Daniels from the line. And here comes Grossbeck for Clackamas. Grossbeck's doubled inside but finds the open Bales. Bales' jumper 2 is good. And Clackamas trying to get on a run here. It's back to a 10-point game. Here's Lily Duffin. Duffin stepping in with the right hand. Now looks for help. She finds Micah Wicks. Wicks with the left hand at the free throw line now. Now looks for help. Trying to find a cutting McDonald. She gets it, and it's met at the rack. And Grossbeck is called for the foul on the shot by McDonald, and she did not like it. That's her 4th foul now for Grossbeck.
Yeah, a couple foul troubles for both teams right now. We know Brooke Stuckey's on the bench for Lane, and at this point of the game, with still another quarter left to play, I mean, yeah, there's Coach Martineau sending Grossbeck to the bench. I mean, he's definitely going to want her for the 4th quarter.
So McDonald to shoot 2. She's found her rhythm here in the 3rd quarter, but maybe not the free throw rhythm. She misses the first. Lane just 8 of 16 from the free throw line today. He gets the second to fall, though, and it's an 11-point lead for the Titans. Callie Glenn for Clackamas. Pass inside to Olma. Olma guarded by McDonald. Olma contested 2 is no good, but she is fouled on the shot. There have been a hefty amount of free throws and fouls called here in this 3rd quarter. Maddie Olma to the line for her first time today. 72% on the season. She gets the first to fall. And she'll now try and get it back to a single-digit margin. And she does just that. It's a 52-43 lead for Lane. Anna Parker into the game for Clackamas now. Here's Emma McDonald. Up to Micah Wicks. Wicks pass inside. Daniels doubled. Trying to get out of it. To the free throw line. To the corner now. McConkey. McConkey trying to get it inside to Duffin. It gets through and it's a turnover. Here's Callie Glenn for Clackamas. 3 on the way. It's good. Paige Almanza knew it right away, and Clackamas has climbed right back into this game.
Yeah, they've really changed the momentum right now. Clackamas, they're not going down without a fight. They have really stormed, still down by 8 points now. Or sorry, 6 points. 6 points. They're not acting like it.
It's 1 second, the difference between the shot clock and game clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Wicks. Guarded well by Glenn. Wicks trying to drive with the right hand. Goes to the hoop. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, McConkey. She hits it off of Bales. Out of bounds, but then it hit McConkey again. And it's possession arrow Clackamas with 1.1 here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we'll see what Clackamas decides to do. It looks like Lane's going to be playing full court defense, so not sure if they're going to get a shot off.
And Glenn thought about it and just holds on to it. So Clackamas claws right back into the game. They were down as much as 15. And now it's a 6-point lead for Lane. 10 minutes to go between Lane and Clackamas here on the Lane Sports Streaming Network. One final quarter of 10 minutes to go here on the campus of Lane Community College. The Women's Titans holding a 6-point lead over Clackamas. Clackamas has scratched their way back into this ball game and has made it close now here in the fourth quarter as we begin the fourth quarter. And Emma Bales has been a big part of their comeback. She's been red hot since coming out of the halftime locker room. 4-point game now. Here's Lane. Here's Chloe Daniels trying to step in. Finds Lily Duff in, but it's off her hands and a turnover.
Yeah, in a game like that, you just cannot have those turnovers for Lane.
Momentum on the hands of the Cougars, but then a travel is called on Almanza, and that halts that momentum.
And that might be the big key for both teams is who is going to make less mistakes down the stretch. They've done really well protecting the ball, but when you give up the ball like that in those kinds of situations, either down or up by a few points, just can't do it.
Brooke Stuckey back in the game for Lane as Wicks, the finger roll off the window and in.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, she has not sat down this entire game. She averages the most minutes per game on the team.
My goodness.
With around 31 minutes. So she pretty much is in the game for at least 3/4 of it.
Here's Olma. Right hand up, and it's going to roll in. Everybody on Clackamas getting involved in the scoring column. Now Lizzie McConkey. McConkey's going to drop the left hand, but she's stripped away by Emma Bales on the way up. It'll stay Titan basketball. 8:48 to go.
Yeah, that was all ball by Bales, and didn't look like McConkey wanted to foul. She knew it was all ball.
So Stuckey back in the game. He mentioned the foul trouble she's had. Grossbeck as well has 4 for Clackamas. She remains on the bench. Daniels trying to drive. Looks for help. Finds McConkey. McConkey to the corner. McDonald steps out of bounds on the heel with her heel, and a turnover.
Yeah, and the ref was right there to see it.
Yep.
One was questioning a little bit, but right in front of the ref, no doubt about it.
Easy call for the sideline judge, and so an inbound here by Kathan to Glenn. Chance for Clackamas to make it a one-possession game here. Here's Kathan to Bales. Bales feeling good, takes a 3, but that has not been her strong suit. She's been better in the paint. Comes up short on the 3 and a rebound for Lane. McConkey tries to find an inside pass to Stuckey and a kick ball on Clackamas.
Yeah, you said about Emma Bales taking that three-pointer. It's not her strong suit. It's not the strong suit of the Cougars in this game. They're 3 of 20 from the three-point line, and they just keep attempting them. They're staying aggressive from the three-point, but nothing's falling for them.
Maya Adams back into the game for Lane. Here's Daniels driving at the left hand. Daniels off the glass, no good. Stuckey trying to get the rebound, can't. Bales beats her, and now it's to Kathan. Kathan's going to try and drive, going quick. Finds an open corner 3 from Almanza. Off the rim, no good. And a rebound for Maya Adams. Here's Michael Wicks. Wicks fakes the pass to McDonald. Now to the top of the key, Daniels finds Adams. Right shoulder 3 is no good. And a fight for the rebound. McDonald steps out of bounds. It'll go to Clackamas. 7:42 left to go in the fourth quarter. Feel the intensity ramping up here.
You really do, and especially now that Stuckey's back on the court and Grossbeck for the Cougars is back on. You wonder how these two are going to fare. Both have 4 fouls, so you got to watch out for that.
7.5 to go. A lot of time. Here's Bales at the free throw line. Guarded by Stuckey. Hands it off to Kathan. Kathan steps in, and with her right hand makes it a one-possession game. 54-52 Lane. Top of the key, Daniels. Steps in, finds Stuckey. Stuckey, a jumper 2 is short. Rebound, Grossbeck. A chance for Clackamas to tie or take the lead. It would be their first lead since the first half. Here's Kathan now, steps in. Guarded by Daniels. To the corner. It's Homan. Now inside the Bales. Bales jumper 2. Not going to fall. Bounces around and a rebound for Chloe Daniels. Here comes Michael Wicks now, slowing down the pace a bit. Finds Daniels. Daniels is open. Decides to try and dribble inside. And she puts it up and in. as Kathan hits the deck. She was trying to draw the foul, I believe, as she is down, and she seems to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact right there between Adams and Kathleen. We hope she's okay.
Yeah, it looked like might have been contact as Daniels drove, possibly elbow contact to the rib area of Kathan, and she slowly gets up now. And I tell you what, when the intensity picks up and you're in the final quarter of play, you're going to put your heart out on the court, and that's what Kathan did right there. And she will hobble off, grabbing that midsection. Likely got the wind knocked out of her.
Yeah, it's always an area that you want to avoid, especially with contact. And it looks like she's okay. She just might need a little breather, but
no foul was called. The basket counted for Daniels, so it's a 56-52 lead for the Titans. 6:23 to go in regulation. So up comes Callie Glenn. Finds Grossbeck. To the left corner is Anna Parker, who comes in for Kathan. Glenn trying to drive.
I was going to say it's a jump ball.
It's going to be a jump ball, arrow going for Lane, towards Lane. You wonder, with Grossbeck and Stuckey both at 4 fouls, if head coach Grace Shaley and Jim Martineau maybe want to design something strategically on the offense to possibly get a one-on-one look inside on Stuckey or Grossbeck and draw that 5th foul.
Yeah, I mean, they're not on each other defensively. At least on the other side, it didn't look like Stuckey was on Grossbeck, so you want to see if maybe they're going to switch with the matchups. Obviously, with Stuckey and Grossbeck, the way they've been playing, you definitely want to get them the ball and see if they can score, but definitely don't want to put them on each other and put them at foul risk.
Turnover from Lane. It's now Clackamas' ball. Here's Maddie Oma. Top of the key, Grossbeck. She's going to take a 3. It drops! And the leading scorer for Clackamas makes it a 1-point game. 5:30 to go. Here's Daniels, guarded by Bales. Bales guarding well on Daniels. To the top of the key, Maya Adams, guarded by Grossbeck now. Back to Daniels. Daniels steps in, right hand off the glass, and a nice drive by Chloe Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels is really taking off in the second half, especially with Stuckey being in foul trouble. She's definitely stepped into that role down low.
Coming up on 5 to go. Here's Glenn in the left corner, guarded by McDonald. Trying to get a pass inside to Olma. Glenn gets it back somehow. Finds Grossbeck. Grossbeck wants another 3, and she grabs it. And ties the game at 58, and a timeout by Lane.
And you can see that center court, Grossbeck and her team are fired up with back-to-back 3-pointers. She has the hot hand on the court right now. Titans, they got to figure something out to shut her down.
15 points for Grossbeck, leading Clackamas. Will stay right here with 4:47 left to go in regulation. And a tie ball game. Clackamas has fought their way back into this game, Saul, and Skylar Grossbeck is leading the way here in the 4th.
Yeah, and like we said in the beginning, we knew that this was going to be the game that was going to happen. These are two teams that play really similar style basketball. Obviously, Lane, they're second in conference. Clackamas, they're 3-2 in conference play, but they've had some close games. They got a winning record. They had some good players on their team. Obviously, we hope that, Katie Catherine, so that she's okay. It looks like she just checked in at the center court, so she might be back in the game. But these two teams have such deep rosters. They have the height, they have the shooting abilities, and we're seeing it right now.
Making 18 points actually now for Grossbeck after that last 3-point shot that she made. And so Grossbeck, who on the season again averaging 11 points. That average is going to go well up after this game as she has 18 and counting. But again, keep in mind, 4 fouls for Grossbeck along with Brooks Stuckey for Lane. Stuckey hasn't really had the ball in her hands in this quarter. They're trying to be careful.
Yeah, not really. She's trying to be careful. She's had a couple opportunities, and she still wants the ball. It's not like Lane is trying to get her away. Stuckey wants the ball. She wants to remain aggressive inside, but Grace Shelley is going to try to keep her in the game for as long as possible.
And here is Stuckey with the ball, guarded by Bales. She's going to try and drive right on cue. Puts it off the glass. It's no good. Trying to get the rebound, and she can't. It's Bales coming up with the board.
And that's a really good look, but the shot just didn't fall for Stuckey.
And here's Callie Glenn, a chance for Clackamas to take the lead. It would be their first lead since early in the second quarter. Here's Glenn in the corner. Finds Olma in the left wing. Trying to drive in on Adams. Spinner two, no good, but Bales is there for the rebound, and Clackamas has the lead.
Yeah, Bales was in perfect position right there to get the rebound, had an easy look.
And you mentioned Saul Katie Cathan is back in the game for the Cougars. Here's Stuckey, finds Daniels. Daniels driving, right hand off the glass, no good, and a rebound for Clackamas. With 3:45 left to go in regulation, they have a 2-point lead over Lane.
Yeah, now if you're Lane, obviously you got to worry about Grossbeck, but Emma Bale, she's been playing really good the second half. You always got to keep an eye on her.
And timeout Clackamas. With 3:38 to go in regulation. We're set up for an exciting finish here.
Yeah, and I mean, we're at the point now where they're going to start taking more timeouts. They're going to kind of start scripting these last few plays, and if it's a 2-point game, that's exactly what you want to do, but it's execution time for both teams.
Step quickly aside, we'll come back. 60-58, Clackamas leads over Lane. So 3:38 left to go here in the fourth quarter. A 60-58 lead for Clackamas. Lane led as high as 16 in the third quarter. And now the Clackamas has come all the way back. As here's Katie Cathan trying to put the ball off the glass, and it drops. She gets the foul as well. There's a quick inbound pass to Cathan. And a chance to make it a 5-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, she's a tough player, too. We saw her go down with that contact to the rib area, and she was only out for a minute and a half and came back in, made an impact right away.
Grossbeck checks off for Clackamas, as does Stuckey for Lane. And one does not go. So it's a 62-58 lead for Clackamas.
Yeah, I like the play right now to take Grossbeck and Stuckey off. They're at 4 fouls, still a good amount of time left. You want to bring them back in.
Duffin in for Lane. She's fouled on the way up, and she'll shoot 2. But not a great free throw shooter is Duffin, but she does have a chance to make it back to a one-possession game. 0 for 3 from the line so far is Duffin. We knew this coming in. We expected a close game like this, but in the third quarter, it looked like it was getting away from Clackamas, but all of a sudden, they have absolutely rallied. And have had Lane on their heels here in the fourth. And the first free throw does not fall for Lily Duffin. 0 for 4.
Yeah, and that's just really one of the weak points of this Lane team. 64% from the line, 14th in conference.
Second attempt does fall, and it's back to a one-possession lead for Clackamas. 3-point game. McDonald playing full court pressure defense, and Callie Glenn's able to gather it. And off to Cathan. She brings it up. Guarded by Wicks. Finds Olma. Guarded by McConkey. Inside of 3 minutes to go. Olma finds a cutting Cathan. Cathan with the right-hand floater. No good. And a rebound for Daniels. Off to McConkey. Full court pressure here from Clackamas. Haven't seen much of that today, as Skylar Grossbeck, meanwhile, has checked back in for the Cougars. Stuckey, meanwhile, stays off for Lane. Here's a pass inside Daniels. On Cathan. Off the glass. It's no good. Rebound. Fight for the rebound. And Daniels comes away with it. 2:30 to go. Wick steps in. Up to the top of the key. Daniels finds an open lane. Off the glass. Can't get it to fall. And a rebound. Bales. Now a fight for the ball on the ground. Duffin comes away with it. Hands it off to Daniels. And a timeout by Lane. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Lane just had full control of the ball. Even when Clackamas was able to get it, Lane just took it right out of their hands and got it back. There was no defense for the Cougars at all in those couple of sequences. And obviously, you know, Greg Shealy, he needed to take a timeout. He had to try to figure something out.
Yeah, good timeout call. 19 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time to draw a couple things up here as he does so right now with the whiteboard. The team huddles around him.
And we'll see what Lane decides to draw up here. You know, the three-pointers, they've been dropping a little more than in the first half, but they've also been doing really well inside the paint. We'll see if Brooke Stuckey decides to come back in, but Lily Duffin, she's also been really great inside the paint. Emma McDonald's been starting to get hot as well. So Shealy, he's got options right now. Let's see what he draws up.
Well, we've seen here in the latter half of this fourth quarter, Lane has shied away from the three ball, have not taken hardly any attempts for downtown. And inside the paint, they have struggled over the last 2-3 minutes in this ball game. You just saw it right there. A couple second chance points did not go for Lane when they need it. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Clackamas and Skylar Grossbeck from downtown is clicking. Those back-to-back threes gave Clackamas the lead, and they've held the lead since. It's a 62-59 advantage for the Cougars, and 2:16 left to go in regulation. We've been treated to a good one, Sowell, here in game one. And again, a second game coming up the men's side following the conclusion of this women's game. Here's McDonald to Wicks. Brings it around to the top of the key. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here's McDonald to Wicks. A lot of ball movement here from Titans, trying to find an open shooter. It is McDonald. Three goes. It's no good. And the shot clock goes off. The three ball, they're trying to argue that it hit the rim, which would have reset the shot clock, and the basket would count.
Yeah, Greg Shealy said he thought it hit the rim, but the referee that was on the baseline said it didn't. So now they'll send him to the benches. I think they might try to replay it.
This is a big moment in the game.
Because if it didn't hit the rim, or if it did hit the rim, then right there was Duffin. Oh, sorry, I think it was Daniels actually who grabbed the rebound and made the bucket. So now it'd be only a 1 point game.
But again, if it doesn't hit the rim, the shot clock does expire, bucket does not count, and it stays a 3 point game. So discussion towards the midcourt line between the three referees. Both teams huddle on their own benches.
Yeah, it was interesting to see because
it was close.
It was close. I didn't hear anything, at least from our point of view. We're pretty close to the basket, but it also could have just slid right past it, right under it.
It definitely hit. It looked like it hit the backboard. It was hard to tell if it had any contact with the iron. The way it bounced into, I believe it was Daniel's hands, it looked like it didn't really change direction, which means I don't think it would have hit the iron.
And so, yeah, they're going to go look at the replay of this because
rewind it.
This is a big call with only 2 minutes left to play. And
I'm not sure why they weren't looking at it already.
Yeah. With Clackamas up by 3, I mean, this could be a big, change. We'll see what Clackamas decides to do. If Lane's able to get the ball back and this basket counts, they can easily go up in the next possession.
And, again, it's hard to tell because it was a corner three from McDonald, and it looked like it was going to head for one of those kind of wedge balls between the rim and the backboard. To me, it looked like it hit the backboard. It didn't make contact with the rim. But again, the officials have access to rewind it. Us up here do not. And so we wait their decision. And of course, head coach Greg Shealy is going to say that it did hit the rim. Whereas right when the play happened, head coach Jim Martineau for Clackamas was immediately calling for the shot clock violation.
Yeah, but Greg Shealy, he's got to have options right now. Obviously, this can go one of two ways. The basket can either count, be a 1 point game, or it doesn't count, and Lane has to go get a stop.
Seems like we're about to get the call here. One more discussion between the three referees. Been a lot of close calls in this game, and that's what happens when it's a tightly contested matchup. Every play like that, whether it's an out-of-bounds play or a shot like this where did it hit the backboard, did it not hit the backboard? It matters in a tight contest like this.
And so it looks like they're going to say it
did not hit the rim. So
nope.
bucket does not count for Lane. So it stays a 3-point lead for Clackamas. And a shot clock violation is called. So a minute and 56 to go.
Yeah, and whether or not that shot counted, this is still an important possession for both teams. Clackamas, you trying to get ahead. Lane, they need to get a stop.
Here's Skylar Grosbeck. Worth mentioning, no Brooke Stuckey yet back in for Lane with inside 2 minutes to go. Here's Bales. Guarded well by Lily Duffin. And a timeout by Clackamas. Looked like a trap there by Duffin. Great defense in the corner.
Yeah, it looked like Jim Martin, who didn't like what was happening on that side of the court. It looked like she was trapped, and that was a good timeout.
We'll step aside quickly. A minute 40 to go in regulation. Clackamas still holds a 3-point lead. Back inside the gymnasium here at Lane Community College. It's going to be a baseline inbound pass for Clackamas. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They hold a 3-point lead. Here's Skylar Grosbeck. Pass inside. Bates. Turnaround jumper. It's no good. And a rebound for Lane. Here's Emma McDonald bringing it up court quickly. Dribbles with the left hand. Tries to find a pass. And it's turned over. Callie Glenn gets a hand on it. And hands it off to Kathan now. Back to Glenn.
That's not what Lane needed right there. They needed to get a good look for some sort of bucket. Instead, they give it up. And you can see Martineau on the sideline. He told his team to slow it down. That's pretty much a time game they're going to try to play.
Coming up on 60 seconds to go. Great defense by McDonald. On the ground is Glenn. She finds Olma. Olma struggles with the ball. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Olma's got to get a shot up. She does on the way. It's no good. But a rebound, Kathan. Second chance. And she gets a foul call. It's on Daniels. Oh, a chance for Lane to get the ball back on the rebound. But instead, it's going to be 2 shots for Kathan at the line.
So, yeah, Holman and Parker are coming back in. They're getting ready to play defense on the other side. They know that they need to stop more than they need these free throws to go down.
The first one hits. It's a 2-possession game now in favor of Clackamas. Second attempt goes. Brooke Stuckey remains sitting on the bench for Lane. It's a 5-point lead for the Cougars. Here's McConkey to Daniels. Daniels going to take a 3. It's on the way. It goes! Chloe Daniels is not known for her 3-point shooting, but decided to pull the trigger at the right time, and it goes.
Yeah, it was the ideal time. Like you said, she's only shooting 21% from three-point range. She's not the three-pointer shooter that this team needed, but she came at the right time.
So now some full court pressure here by Lane. It's a 2-point lead for Clackamas now. Here's Kathan, finds Glenn. Glenn try to wind some clock here. 30 seconds to go in regulation. A 2-point lead for the Cougars. And again, another timeout by Clackamas with 26.3 and 14 seconds to go on the shot clock. What a shot by Chloe Daniels.
What a shot by Chloe Daniels. And like I said, I mean, with a 2-possession game on the line, they needed to make a shot there. If they didn't make a shot, this game might have been over. But that was such a clutch shot from Chloe Daniels, a sophomore from South Jordan, Utah. And, I mean, hey, this is the game that we were predicting. This is exactly how we thought it was going to go down.
And that shot there by Daniels, it seemed like Clackamas was defensively scheming to guard the boundary against players like McDonald, Wicks, the shooters of Lane, and kind of disrespected Daniels, not thinking she would pull the trigger. She was left wide open, unguarded, and she decided to shoot the 3, and it falls. And so maybe a backfire in the defensive scheme for Clackamas. But nonetheless, they still hold a 2-point lead.
Yeah, so not sure how many timeouts Lane has left, but they kind of have to draw up a sequence here of, okay, get a stop, take a timeout if you have one, and then draw something up for the offensive side. They have 26 seconds left. It's still a good amount of time if they can get a stop, get a rebound. They just need 2 points to tie it. No need to go for the three-pointer win. 2 points, try to win it in overtime.
But need a defensive stop to keep it a 2-point game. It'll be inbounded just in front of the scorer's table by Kathan at midcourt. Men's games after this has a lot to live up to. Here's Grossbeck. Gets the inbound pass. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. She's guarded by Daniels. A little bump. Pass inside to Bales. Bales jumper 2 is good. Emma Bales has been lethal from the mid-range.
Yeah, now Lane's
got coming up quick now. Daniels, a 3 on the way. It goes! And Daniels hits back-to-back threes. The unlikely hero from downtown is keeping Lane in the game.
Wow, what a sequence of events. Clackamas with the quick bucket. And you saw Lane. They had to go hurry up. Not sure if they have any timeouts left in the game, but Chloe Daniels back-to-back clutch 3-pointers to keep it a 1-point game. Lane, they need a stop here no matter what, but still, they are not going down. They're putting up a fight.
Unbelievable sequence of events. And that 3 that time was contested. And Chloe Daniels was fired up, as she should be as well, after it fell. And that was it for Lane. If that doesn't fall, it's likely over. But the 3 goes, and it keeps Lane in it.
You know, and we were wondering, too, where Brooke Stuckey was, if she was going to come back into this game. She might come back in for this possession, but Chloe Daniels, since the second half started, she has emerged. 17 points.
And how about this? Tori Line, who has not played a single minute in this game, is in for Lane. And no Brooke Stuckey.
Yeah, no Duffin either.
Emma McDonald comes off as well. Inbound pass in front of the scorer's table. And it gets it in to Grossbeck, who is fouled. 11.5.
Yeah, and that's really what you have to do. No shot clock, 11 seconds left. Even if she makes both free throws.
It'll be inbounded again.
They'll be inbounded again, actually.
McDonald comes in for Daniels, so really there's no paint presence. No Daniels, no Duffin, no Stuckey in right now. Inbound to Olma. And she is fouled. Scoreboard shows 10.7 seconds, and of course the shot clock is turned off now.
Yeah, so she'll go to the line. Even if she makes both free throws, it's still a one-possession game. Obviously, Lane's going to have to go hurry up and get down the court quick.
Almost 2 for 2 from the line today. And now Stuckey and McDaniels are getting ready to come back in. First free throw falls, and it's 67-55. Homan, and it looks like Paige Almanza getting ready to come back in for Clackamas. Second free throw good, and 2 clutch shots from Maddie Olma. And timeout. Lane. 10.7 on the clock. A 3-point deficit for Lane. There's 2 things you can do here, Saul, and I want to get your input on this. You could go quick, try and get a 2-point bucket. Likely would have to be in the hands of McDonald or Wicks, their speedsters, to go up the court. Or do you try to just hope for overtime and take a 3?
I would say go for the 3-pointer. And, you know, especially with Chloe Daniels, she's got the hot hand right now. Same thing with Emma McDonald. Not exactly sure if there's a ton of time left to where if you get 2 points, you could try to foul quickly, but then you'd be in the same position again if Clackamas were to make those 2 free throws. So I would assume that Gray Shealy, he's drawing up a play right now to get the ball in the hands of Daniels or McDonald, try to make a 3-pointer and go into overtime.
And the ball will be inbounded in front of the Lane bench. So again, there's enough time you could get a 2-point bucket and still play the foul game. Let's see what they have drawn up. Here's Wicks to McConkey. McConkey to the corner, Adams. Adams takes a 3, but her heel was on the boundary line, and she was out of bounds on the shot.
That was so unfortunate because she had such a good look, but I don't think she realized how far back she was, and I mean, it was clear. It wasn't even pretty close. It was clear that her foot was over the line. And
that's twice we've seen it in that area over there, right in front of that side judge. Easy call. Now Glenda inbound. Gets it to Grossbeck. Foul by Daniels. Oh.
I mean, that
costly for Lane.
Very costly mistakes. We talked about, especially in the second half, who was going to make less mistakes. And, you know, Clackamas, they gave the ball up a good amount, especially in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter. But Lane, they've made some costly mistakes down the stretch. They've had some good shots, but they've also had some costly mistakes.
So Grossbeck just makes one. It'll make it a 2-possession game, and just about out of reach for Lane with 6.8 seconds to go. Grossbeck today 4 for 6 from the line. She makes the first, and it is a 2-possession game now. What an effort from Clackamas. Being down 16, but never gave up and stayed in the fight. And now a 5-point lead with 6.8 seconds to go here on the campus of Lane Community College.
Yeah, Lane's going to just try to get up the court as fast as they can, put up a three-pointer, hope it goes in.
Conkey coming up the court. McDonald, time running out. Turnover, and Clackamas has come into Lane and have taken down the Titans on their turf.
What a game, what an ending as well. And we knew it was going to be like this, but we didn't know it was going to be that intense down the stretch. Clackamas, you know, they came in here with a kind of a chip on their shoulder. They're in the middle of the pack of the conference right now, like trying to prove themselves, and they took down the number 2 team in conference right now. And wow, just what a game overall.
Lane's second loss on the season. They fall to 17-2 and 5-2 in conference. Clackamas goes to 14-3 and 4-2 in the conference. What a game, Saul. That was a fun one. And any last thoughts from you? What a performance. Skylar Grossbeck, 20 points leading the way for the Cougars, followed by Emma Bales, 18.
I mean, you said it right before the game ended. Clackamas just never gave up. They were down by 16 points at one time in the game, but they just came all the way back. They stayed in this game. There were a couple costly mistakes from the Titans down the stretch, and Clackamas, they just took advantage of it. And in this game, that's exactly what you have to do.
A fun one, to say the least. It's 70-65 win for the Cougars. They take down Lane. We got one more game still to go, though. The men's side, they have already taken the court for pregame warm-ups. And again, it's Clackamas taking on Lane right here on the campus of Lane Community College. We'll be back for the tip-off of that one. Saul Galvan will be on the play-by-play for Game 2 of our doubleheader on the Lane Sports Streaming Network.